Hi, my name is Matt Blum, and I'm the PhD Admissions Officer in the Economics Department at the University at Buffalo. During this presentation, we're going to talk about the PhD admission requirements, along with the PhD application process. To begin with, if you go to the University at Buffalo Department of Economics webpage, click on Graduate, and then PhD, and in the left-hand column you'll see Application Info, and then click on Admission Requirements. The first requirement is a U.S. bachelor's degree or the equivalent. Please note that you do not have to have a master's degree in order to be admitted to our program. If you don't have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree or equivalent and you're currently completing it, you can still apply to the program. If admitted, you would receive conditional admission. This means that if you accept our admission offer, you would have to show proof of degree upon arriving to the university. If you have questions as to whether or not you have the equivalent or working towards the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree, please feel free to contact me. We look for extensive backgrounds in mathematics. One-year course in calculus is required, but mathematics courses in multivariate calculus, differential equations, linear algebra, probability theory, and real analysis are all helpful when considering applicants for admission. You do not have to have a master's or undergraduate economics degree in order to apply to our program. However, some familiarity with economics is helpful. We do look for strong analytical skills in economics or math or engineering in the quantitative fields when considering applicants for admission consideration. We require the GRE exam. All PhD applicants must take the GRE for admission consideration. It's very important to note, your GRE scores can be no older than 2 years when applying for admission. So if you're applying for admission for fall 2013, the scores can be no older than June 2011. There are no exceptions and no waivers to the GRE. Please note, we do not require the subject test, only the general GRE exam. You can also make arrangements to have your scores sent directly to the university. For international students, we require the TOEFL or the IELTS. And again, these scores must be within a 2-year time frame. So if you're considering applying for fall 2013, the TOEFL or IELTS scores can be no older than June 2010. The test of spoken English is not required for admission consideration. However, if you're admitted, you would be required to take the exam upon arrival to the university. Now we're going to talk about how to apply. And in this demonstration, we're going to talk about the international application process. Please note that anybody who wishes to be considered for financial aid for fall 2013 must submit complete application by February 1st, 2013. This applies to both domestic and international students. If you're an international student but not seeking funding, March 1st, 2013 would be the deadline. And again, there are no spring PhD admissions. You can only apply for the fall semester. So we'll go over a checklist now of all the application materials required to complete a PhD application. The first step is the University of Buffalo online application. In the next tutorial, I'll go over the online application. Next, we ask that you submit unofficial or official university transcripts. In the online application, you will be prompted to upload unofficial documents, transcripts, to the online application. Or you can make arrangements to send official university transcripts. If admitted to the program and you previously submitted unofficial transcripts, you'll need to bring proof of degree and original transcripts with you, and this would be noted in any admission offer that we send you. If you have trouble uploading the official transcripts, please feel free to contact me. GRE scores are required of all students, and again, they must be taken within a 2-year time frame. So for fall 2013, no older than June 2011. The UB GRE code is 2925, and the economics GRE code is 1801. Application fee, there's a $75 non-refundable application fee that can be paid online, and if you can't pay online, you can submit a check or money order payable in U.S. funds to the University of Buffalo, along with your application materials that you sent to me. 3 reference letters are required. You can either send them through the online application, you can send them in sealed envelopes with any materials you choose to send to me, or your referee can email your recommendation letter directly to me. But please note that we do not accept forwarded email recommendation letters from applicants. Statement of purpose is required. We ask that you write a statement that tells a little bit about you, what your professional interests are, and how that's aligned with the University of Buffalo Economics Department. For international students, the TOEFL or IELTS scores are required. The required minimum is 79 internet-based or 550 paper-based. Only scores from tests within the 2 years are acceptable. So again, if you're applying for fall 2013, the scores can be no older than June 2011. The University of Buffalo TOEFL code is 2925, and the Economics Department TOEFL code is 84. In some instances, international students may have extensive English experience. If you do, then we can consider waiving the TOEFL or the IELTS, but you would need to send documentation based on your English experience. If you're taking an IELTS, the required minimum IELTS score is 6.5 overall with no sub-score below 6.0. If you have a 6.5 and 4 sections with 6.0 but 1 less, that doesn't meet the minimum required. You must meet the required minimum in order to be considered. The IELTS score must be dated within 2 years' time, so if you're applying for June 2013, scores can be no older than June 2011. The following documents aren't required for admission consideration, but they are required if you're admitted to the program: the UB financial form, financial statements, and a copy of your passport. Again, those documents are only required if you're admitted to the program to process an I-20. The test of spoken English is only required from admitted students to the department, and that's usually taken upon arrival. So we reviewed all the requirements needed for the PhD application process. I would strongly encourage you to meet the February 1st deadline for funding consideration. If you have any questions about the application process, please feel free to contact me. We look forward to receiving your application.